Couple big innings.
Yeah, it was. The crooked number was good for us. And, really those three, I warned our guys, this guy was tough. I saw him pitch against Miami, 7 shutout innings at Miami. He really frustrates hitters. You don't make clean contact, but we did enough. We got a walk, a bunt, a chopper, that got to the outfield, and then Zeke Pinkham has a nice hit down the line. So on a day where it was tough to score runs, I never imagined we'd put up 10.
How big was the Ellis punt? Because it seemed like they were playing him pretty tight all weekend, and that kind of loosened things up a little for everybody.
It was huge. We talk about the history of scoring a crooked number and 3 runs in an inning, and 66% of the time you got to have a walk, an HBP, or an error to score 3 runs in an inning. In that inning, we had the walk. You want to call it the error? They didn't field the bunt clean, and then we put up some hits. And so we talked about that. Don't be one-dimensional. And when you look at a guy like Drew Ellis, man, he can do everything. I mean, home runs, doubles, he can walk, he's got a good eye, obviously base hits, but he's a really good bunter. He'll argue, if you ask him, he'll say he's the best bunter on the team. Really, he's that confident, and that's what I like, guys that are competitive and not one-dimensional, that they can do a little bit of everything. If you hadn't noticed, McKay's looking the bumper hit, Fitch is looking the bumper hit, because if they're going to give it to him, it's hard to pass that up sometimes.
Nick Bennett, just talk about what he's, not only today, what he's done, though, this year, kind of in this role.
On weekends where it seems like we're going into that third game, and then, you guys like to talk about winning the series, and it's 1-1, and I know he's reading all that, and the rubber match game, and he don't make it more than it is. It's a college baseball game, and he comes out and competes, and you can see the confidence just around our team, knowing he's going to give us a chance every time he steps on the mound.
He was really good there today.
He was really good, where they scored runs Friday night, and they put together a big inning yesterday, and they made us, we used a lot of frontline arms yesterday, and so for him to come out today and do what he did just shows you his confidence, and it continues to show you his growth as the season goes on. We talked about that the other day, like, you can only be a freshman for so long. This is a long season in college baseball, so at some point you got to graduate past that freshman year and say, I'm really an older player now. I've been here since August. I played, we're into 30-something games. It's time to step past that, and he's obviously done that.
You mentioned what Drew Ellis has been able to do. Why has he been so effective lately?
His confidence, you could see it, and he's worked so hard. He's prepared for this. He had to wait a little bit in his time, and he went through some tough times, but this is his time. For me as a coach, I'm just really proud of him. It's fun seeing his growth, and like I say, he can do a little bit of everything. We talk about his defensive ability, can play multiple positions, but offensively, a guy in that 5-hole, he can do a little bit of everything there. So he's been hot, all season long.
Kind of like you've talked before, Devin didn't have maybe his best weekend, but he comes up with a huge hit when you need it.
No, there's no doubt. I played for a legendary coach who used to say, I play my favorites. And what he meant was, he said, my favorites are the guys who drive in the runs. And that was scary for a player who didn't drive in a lot of runs. But Devin Harrison drives in runs. There's something about guys that have the ability to drive in runs, and it's just one of the reasons he's a superstar.
I think finals week, this week, you got 5 games. It's a different kind of week, though.
It's fun. As we know, I love to practice. I don't know if the kids love to practice as much as I do. So they'd rather play. They want to play the game. And get to play 5 games this week. I told them in the outfield, I want to get some different combinations going. I want to get some guys in the lineup. It's a great opportunity for a few more arms to pitch, so I know the guys will be excited to play.